Hi, garden rebels. Let's do step 2 on our hanging basket. Step 2 is all about preventing bugs. This is what we're going to use, right? Now, it says by Monterey, and it says once a year, but we're going to have to change that a bit because it's not really once a year. Once a year is for things that live in the ground. The hanging basket we've got up in the air and flushes a lot of the remedy through. So what we need to do is add this once per month. I'm going to go over the step-by-step on how to do this, okay? So now, these directions, by the way, directions awful. I mean, they are awful. It's difficult to read and difficult to understand. And I think part of that is just because it's regulated and written in a certain way to meet those regulations and ends up not making any sense whatsoever. So let me tell you straight out. In a passion basket back here, this is a 10-gallon, roughly a 10-gallon pot. We're going to try to get 3 ounces into that pot of this, and how we're going to do it is dilute it with some water. We don't want to put it on direct, okay? So 3 ounces. What is an ounce, by the way? That is 2 tablespoons. So we're going to do 6 tablespoons. Here's a trick. Here's an easy way to add this into your basket, and we're going to do this once a month, right? And by the way, actually, let me just go through it step by step. So now, by the way, there's these. It's hard to see. I'm not sure if you can see in a way. There's these ounces and milliliters along the side there. Very, very difficult to pour and look at that way. So I just take a measuring tool. Any tool will work, just as long as you get 6 tablespoons. Now, when we do that, it comes out kind of milky white. And it's almost like, it's not quite like it's thicker than a milk, but kind of like melted ice cream, you might think of that. So this is 4 tablespoons. I'm going to add it into, let me add 2 more ounces here. Okay, so I've got 6 tablespoons. Let me add 1 more ounce, 2 more tablespoons. I'm going to add this to a watering can. And here's the trick, is just add 1 gallon of water. Now you can add more, of course. Now technically we want to do 2 tablespoons per gallon of water. And this is a great watering can, by the way. It's made by OXO. And you can see here the level of water is about 1 gallon, maybe a little bit more. It's not that big a deal. We want to do at least 1 gallon. Now, our passion baskets, remember, is watering 5 gallons one day and then taking a break the next day and watering 5 gallons the next day. So in between these breaks, we can add this in between the watering, should I say, we can add that 1 gallon. So it'd be very easy to do. Instead of adding 6 tablespoons into 5 gallons of water, then you have to heft it into the basket, just mixing 1 gallon, kind of concentrated and adding it to the basket. Let me do that real quick for you. I'm just going to add it to this basket right here. Actually, let me swirl it a bit, just make sure. By the way, you can see the water's, you can't really see the water. It's pretty, I just want to say slightly milky in there. And just ever so slightly milky. Okay, you notice I didn't have to spray on. I didn't have to get the foliage wet. It's just directly into the container. So it could even be in one spot. So remember, the roots take up the remedy. And it protects it from the bugs, any chewing, sucking insects. That's what we need to protect from, so particularly the aphids and the whitefly. So we do that once a month. And by the way, if that day falls on the day that you're fertilizing, you can add the flower power and the remedy that we use at the same time and water it right in. Email me if you have any questions, okay? Guys, that's the show for the day. Always live your passion.